How to aggregate columns with different conditions in Pandas. Hi everybody, this is Sam with Python Basics, and we're going to be continuing on with where we left off last video. So in last video we learned how to number our rows with certain group bys. So what our end goal is we're going to utilize this column single to go through, and let's just kind of look right here of where we're going to be. So we're going to be utilizing marked and single, but let's just go through how we're going to count these and how we're going to aggregate these. So we're going to count PO and vendor. So we're going to need to do a distinct on vendor. We'll get to that. We're going to count our POs, and we're going to sum all of our quantity. So the reason why this is so useful is right here we have three columns, but we need to do different aggregates. We're going to use a sum function, then a count function, then a distinct count function. So here, and this is how we're going to utilize this. So let's throw a filter here so we can kind of see where we're going to be going. So first off, the easy one, we're looking for a sum of 602 for quantity. Now, this is going to be a little weird, but just walk through with me. So this is why I like this technique so much. This single is going to do a lot of the heavy lifting for us. So I'm right here and I'm saying, okay, I want to look at how many POs. Well, this is why I kind of like this. So this is a count of 7 right here. Well, I can also just sum this. So this is why I like this technique. So when I remove all of this, I can, especially if I have like a Boolean of a true or false, I can utilize that. So we're actually going to be summing our marked column to get our count of PO. So that's the way I prefer to do it. Now, also then what we're going to do is we're going to do a unique count on vendor. So all right, let's just go ahead and jump into this. So first, let's do quantity. This is the easy one. Data frame dot quantity, close that out, dot sum. Simple. So we're going to do PO count equals. Now we're going to need to use a where method here, and so df, like I said, we're gonna utilize marked. All right, close that out. Then where df single, close that out, equals 1. Then like I said, then we're going to sum that, because when we sum this column, we get our same as our count. As you can see down here, I think it's showing up in the video. Ooh, I'm in the way. There we go. Let's go way over here. Sum. Let me bring this up. There we go. Okay. Sorry, I didn't even think about that. So we had our count and our sum. Count right here, 7. Guess what? Our sum also matches 7. So, all right, so we have our quantity, we have our PO count. Now we need to do our vendor. Now the vendor's a little bit extra, but let's look at this. So it's vendor. This is what we're going to call this, and then we're going to throw this into a dictionary, and then we're going to build. We need to build this out. So I'll walk you through that in a minute. Count. We may need to pull this over. Maybe enough. And we'll go through this because this can be. Now, here's a very important thing, and this took me a minute, and we're going to stop right here. When you pass into conditions and you use the ampersand sign, that's the curly and sign. I actually didn't know that was the term for it till just probably a year or so ago. So, all right, when you're passing in more than one Boolean condition, it needs to be in parentheses because you're making a tuple. So, all right, so then our df dot marked. So we're doing this because this one has to be this because there is no count, because we have then, even when we do this right here, if you look, we have duplicates because we weren't doing this off vendor, we were counting here. So we have to do an extra correction or catch. So marked equals 1, then and then df single equals 1. Then close that one out. Close that one out. Now, so if you were to look at this, let's run this and just look at it so you can see it. It's going to throw up because I have this open. Okay. All right. Vendor count. Let's see how this returns. So, okay. So I've sliced this. Now if you think about this, we have a new data frame. This created a new data frame. So then now I need to slice out vendor. I wish you could just highlight a column. Slice out this. And if you look right here, I have a duplicate, a duplicate, 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 duplicate. All right. So now I need to count this up. So then I'm going to slice out vendor. I need to pull this over even more. Make sure you guys can see this. Okay. So if I spell vendor. Now, instead of us, because we're making one compressed row of output, so we're just going to speed this along. Now there's a unique. Let's pull this. I want to show you. Let's bring this in. Vendor count. I have and this changed because now when you have a column, you have a Pandas series instead of a data frame. So you have different types of methods for different types of Pandas objects. You have a data frame and a series. Series is one column. So now here's a unique. So I could throw this in here and I would get then an array of the 4. Or there is a very handy one, which I want to just get the count of it. So as you can see right here, unique just spits out the unique. Am I even in frame still? Sorry. The unique array, or an n. If you look really close, that's an n. So count number of unique 4. So we will then throw in unique. Okay, there we go. QE. Okay. So everything's going good. We have quantity. We have our PO count. Then we have our vendor count. So now I'm going to throw this into a dictionary. So here comes the dictionary. Sorry, my notes are not cooperating. Okay. So we're going to make a dictionary. Quantity is what we're going to call our. Actually, we're going to go in order of this. Vendor. Vendors. Then vendor count. comma, quantity. And with this being a dictionary, this is the way I like to create the data frames. So I'm passing in the column name, I'm passing in the data. Column name, data. That's the way that Pandas handles a dictionary, putting it into a data frame. Key value pair. And then then PO count. PO count. Okay. Now I'm gonna, so since this is also just one row of information, it also makes a Panda series. So we know we're going to be making a Panda series. So pd.series. Then it wants the data. So then we're going to pass in our new dictionary we just created. Now, if you haven't seen these, I believe I have videos on toFrame and transpose and as type. So I'm going to put them up one at a time. So toFrame there. And you can literally stack these one on top of the other and what they did. So now we're going to do transpose. Let's do this one at a time, so you can see why I'm doing each of these in case you don't go and see those. So since a series, it does like this. So here's transpose. So now, yes, this is a data frame, but it's one row of data. It turns it in and it makes it appear like this. So then we do transpose, and the link up is up there. Let's do print, so I don't have to do this every time because I'm lazy. Okay, so now I've moved this into a more structure that we're aware of, just a row. And I do not like that these are floats, so you can literally all stack this, and here's as type, the link up top. Okay, and we just did this all in one. And it is completely legal to do this all just like this. So there we go, guys. And we can pull this back up and confirm. But we already did the 602, the count of the POs, and we can do this as well to confirm our uniqueness of our vendor count. So R1, and then we can copy and paste this into a new sheet. And I believe it's here. Remove duplicates. Vendor. 4 have been removed, and there are 4 unique values. And we have now done the long-handed work to prove that this output is correct. So there we go, guys. This is a real-world example. This is something I helped someone with a few weeks ago, and this is an exact exercise of something that you would do with data that you have in your world and the information that somebody needs from it. So I know this was a little bit of a lengthy video, but I think it is a very important lesson and a skill that everybody needs to have. So there we go, guys. Thanks for watching. Please drop any comments, questions, video requests. Make sure you're hitting the like button, subscribe button, all of those all together. I think I had some dots on my face. So there we go, guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye, guys. Hey, guys. Thanks for joining us today. I hope you really enjoyed today's video. And if you haven't, check out this video right here or this one right down here. And most important, make sure you're hitting this subscribe button and the notification bell. Thanks again for joining us, and we hope to see you next time. Bye, guys.